From the Kiss 92.5 studios in Toronto, Canada.
Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen.
This is Roz and Mocha.
It's Roz and Mocha. What's going on?
Hey guys, this is Bruno Mars.
This is Selena Gomez.
The Chainsmokers.
Lady Gaga.
Calvin Harris.
Celestia Cara.
This is Ed Sheeran.
You're listening to my boys Roz and Mocha.
Roz and Mocha.
My boys Roz and Mocha.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
Mocha. Mocha. You guys are so funny, man.
Congratulations, Lisa! Wow!
You just won $1,000.
That's amazing. Y'all just made my entire morning. Keep it up.
You guys are awesome, man.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Roz and Mocha's DM Deep Dive. You wouldn't say that to your mama, so why us?
Here we are. DM Deep Dive time once again. My absolute favorite part of the show. You send us DMs. Maria gets them. We talk about them on the show.
Maria, what do we got in the DMs today?
All right. Vicky is asking, what is something you do that would be embarrassing if everyone found out?
What's your answer, Maria?
I think it's the fact that I call my dog my son and then I talk for him in a different voice.
What do you mean you talk for him?
If I'll be walking him and he'll walk into my house and my sister's home or something.
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh my God, Tia. Because I'll call her his aunt. And then I'll talk for him. Yeah.
I think that is actually more common than you think with dog owners.
Yeah.
It is.
Say, that's not I don't think that's embarrassing.
I don't think
that's
that's not even. I mean, Maury does that. My mom does that.
Okay.
My mom had a dog, and my brother referred to that dog as his little sister for the entire time my mom had it. My mom. I remember the story. My mom. It was Thanksgiving, and there was leftovers, right? There was food on the counter. My mom was like, "Hey, Rich, can you give Jade the dog a little turkey?" Right? And my brother was like, "Yeah, okay, cool." So he went and put some turkey on a plate, and then my mom walked by, and she was like, "What's that?" And my brother's like, "You told me to give the dog turkey." She's like, "You gave it dark meat?" that my mom was pissed because my brother somehow slighted the dog by not giving the dog the juicy white meat.
Matthew would be like that.
Yes.
How are you going to treat your sister like that?
Thank you.
I don't know. Morty, you got an answer?
I would say...
God, there's a lot you can't say, though, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna bow out.
There are a few things that I think that historically when a woman does it, it's undeniably sexy. When a man does it, it's awful and awkward, right?
Like what?
Getting into a bathtub.
Yeah.
Right? When a woman slides into a bathtub, oh, it's gorgeous. When a guy does it or gets out of a bathtub and you're all wet with the hair, right? It's not good. Balance isn't right. Same thing with drying with a towel. When a woman dries herself with a towel, right? Sexy. When a guy does it and he's down in there, right? Drawing everything with one leg up on something
Even
a
though
bench
we know
or the
it's a towel,
side.
we treat it like it's sandpaper.
Yeah, right? It's not. Watching a guy dry himself with a towel is awful. Even me, I'm embarrassed when I do it. Sometimes I just prefer to stay wet.
And just air dry?
Yeah, just air dry.
Shem, you got an answer? Something that you do that would be embarrassing if everyone found out?
I used to stare in the mirror and do the whole, and I've said this before, the whole soap opera thing, where you
the smug look?
The smug look. I used to do that quite a bit.
Do you still?
No.
Yeah, you do, liar. I bet at home,
Never.
anytime you walk by a mirror, you do that. You give that look. What's the look? Do it now for us.
Okay, hold on. I take my glasses off.
Oh, okay.
So hold on. I do this.
Okay. Yeah.
It's important is to turn around.
It's a turn around. Yeah,
It's
of
a
course
turnaround,
it is.
right?
I would accept nothing less.
And I'll be like, so stupid.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I do it all the time.
Damn, cheesecake.
Can't help it, man.
I need a towel. I have to dry off.
What else we got today, Maria?
All right. Jag says, what's everyone's best hangover cure?
To never go to bed drunk.
Oh,
that's the thing that always worked for me when I used to drink hard. Was I would never come home and immediately go to bed. I would always come home, grab something to eat, sit down, watch a half hour of television, sober up just a little bit, and then fall asleep. For me, it was never going to bed drunk, and then I would wake up and I'd feel okay.
No, my answer is always going to be greasy food. As much greasy food as possible for breakfast.
There's a night before and a morning the next day that you have to do, at least in my opinion.
Hit.
When you get home, you got to have something to eat.
Yeah.
And then you have to take 2 Tylenol or 2 Advil and pop those before bed. Chug a whole bottle of water and then go to bed. In the morning, you wake up, you take another ibuprofen in the morning.
Yeah.
It's a lot of Advil.
Yeah. I'm telling you. Take another 2, and then another bottle of water, electrolytes in the next bottle of water, and then a black coffee.
Wow.
Okay.
Dr. Maria, thanks, girl.
I would have to do half of that on the toilet. Damn it, Maury, do you get hangovers?
No,
I mean, you rarely drink.
When I do drink, like I'll get a headache in the morning, but I'll just have water before bed. That's it.
And then you're fine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Shem, you don't drink, so.
I've never been drunk before.
Never.
No, never.
Same.
I don't believe that.
What, that I've never been drunk?
No.
No, seriously, I've never been drunk, man.
No.
I wouldn't make that up. Yeah, seriously, never.
Guys, I have a great idea.
It's a flex.
This summer, let's get Shem drunk.
I
mean, that's not fun, though. Like, you want to handle him? When you want Shem falling all over the place and you got to try and get him somewhere? Hell no, I'm out.
I think I'd be a nice drunk.
No,
you mean just wait? I got it.
Like,
I'm a big boy. That's fair. That's fair.
let's say you got to get Shem to do an Uber. You're gonna do that?
Better idea. We'll have a party at your cottage.
Yeah.
Right? Sleepover.
Yeah.
And then Shem gets drunk, and then that way we don't have to worry about putting him in a Uber or anything
Put him
like
in the
that.
hammock.
No.
Yeah, hammock, or you sleep on the
I'll
couch.
just leave you on the lawn. Right? It'd be a beautiful picture.
Time for one more DM, please, Maria.
All right, Natasha says, Maria, have you ever tried making protein ice cream? If so, what flavor do you make? I have. I really want, one of those Ninja Creamies? They're like a ice cream.
Oh my God,
I
yeah,
want
the
one
best.
so bad.
So wait, are you talking about homemade ice cream and then you're mixing protein with it?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your technique then?
So for me, I'll usually do Greek yogurt, milk, protein powder, and then I'll blend up or mash up banana and strawberries. And then I'll mix it all together and I'll put it in the freezer. Sometimes I'll even put powdered peanut butter.
Protein ice cream sounds like a giant fart.
I mean, you could get the protein farts from it, yeah.
Like ice cream and protein, like, bro.
No, but there's this one protein
that
that I
alone.
use. It's so good. It's like beef protein. And there's like nothing in it besides like beef and bone broth and like sweet.
Give you the farts though?
No.
So you're gonna make beef broth ice cream?
No, it doesn't taste like beef broth. Like I had it in my yogurt this morning. It just tastes like chocolate.
Yeah.
There you go.
But I'll use the vanilla one for the ice cream with the bananas and peanut butter and strawberry.
The protein fart ice cream.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for all of your DMs. Love talking about them every day, so keep them coming in. Maria gets them, and we chat on the show. Thank you, Maria.
Anytime.
Roz and Mocha's DM Deep Dive. Things get weird in 3, 2, 1.
DM Deep Dive happens on the show every day. These are the DMs that you are sending in to any of the KISS social accounts. Maria organizes them, and we talk about them on the show.
What do we got in the DMs today, Maria?
All right, this person wants to stay anonymous, but they have a question for advice. They're looking for advice.
Sure.
So they wrote in, a couple of my friends are realtors, and I know I'm looking for a place soon. Over the past 2 years, they have said the time to buy is now, including now during the uncertainty with the U.S. and impact on our economy. Obviously, for realtor trying to make a sale, the time to buy is always going to be now. Do any of you have experience with using a friend as a realtor, or are you against it? Thank you.
Don't do it.
I would advise against
Don't
that
do it.
Using
as
your
well.
friends?
Yep.
Yeah, especially
do-
when it comes to that stuff, because
Do not. That's
You
how
know-
you ruin a friendship fast.
And also the amount of information that you have to give once you get ready to make a sale. All your information that you got to give to that one friend that traditionally you would not be giving up to that one friend.
It's going to ruin your friendship. You're not going to. It's not going to go well. Something's going to fall through. You're going to blame them. They're not hustling hard enough, and then you're going to get to the point of where you're going to want to use another agent, and then there goes
How do
the
you break up with
friendship.
that friendship?
Just don't do it. I'm so pissed off at the real estate game. Anyway, I was thinking about this the other day. It's absurd to me. I'm going to run for prime minister or something like that one day. It's absurd to me that housing sales, like they're not housing sales, right? It's a housing auction. It should be that when you post a price for your house, if somebody offers you that, you got to sell it, right? Otherwise, it's an auction. And then you have people who list a place for, $1 million. They don't want $1 million. They want 1.4. And then they get an offer for 1.25, and they're like, no, not high enough. And you're like, but it's listed at $1 million. Yeah. And they're like, yeah, but we want more. I think that the rule should be if you list something at a certain price, like literally everything else in the world, right? Could you imagine if they did this with cars?
Oh, yeah, no.
right? Or they did this with movie tickets.
Whatever the price is should be the price. That's the ceiling.
And if you want 1.4, then list it for 1.4, right? And if somebody offers you 1.4, if you list it, if you sign paperwork that says this house is listed for 1.4 and somebody comes in with an offer of 1.4, you should be mandated to sell it. Otherwise, there should be some sort of confidence thing that happens where you're then penalized in some weird way. I don't know. I don't know how that works. I don't know the details of it, but it's crazy to me that houses aren't for sale. Every house for sale is a house auction, and it's insanity to me.
There you go. Don't use your friend as your realtor.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
End of story. Next DM.
All right. Felix says, what is a food combination people eat that you just can't get behind?
Like pineapple on pizza. Not like the biggest fan, so don't be doing that.
I think one of the ones that stuck out, for a lot of people was years ago when we found out that Maury put corn in tuna.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Like to me, that was I don't even know how you fall into corn and tuna. Like, how do you discover that?
When you're left home alone, when your dad's out partying.
And you just go to the pantry.
And you're like, I love corn. I love tuna.
The grocery sack. Now, did the tuna when you were younger, when you just had a bowl of tuna, did it have like seasoning in it? Was it salt, pepper, a little mayo,
just mayonnaise,
little red wine vinegar, anything like
salt
that?
And pepper, yeah.
Just mayonnaise, salt, and pepper. And then the corn, was it heated or was it cold out of a can?
With butter.
Microwave with butter.
My God.
Okay. And then this was when your dad was out at singles parties.
That's right, yeah.
Right. Okay, cool.
Maria, what's your answer? Food combo the people eat that you can't get behind.
Honestly, I am not a picky eater with combinations, but I will say there's like certain things that I don't like that I won't eat.
Okay.
So like I don't like licorice. I don't like root beer. That's basically it.
Oh, okay. So there are two things.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's probably some other ones that I can't remember right now that like won't come up, but I'm not like a oh my God, I won't have it type of thing. Like I've tried every combination possible.
Yeah, interesting.
All right, next DM.
All right, Irina says, have any of you started merging your spring, summer clothes into your routine? Are we counting winter over even though it is still cold?
Yes and yes.
So yes to spring, summer
merging
clothing.
Yes.
And yes, obviously winter being done.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. I've had all my linens all cleaned and everything else for the summer months.
For me, I kind of wear the same thing year round.
Yeah.
Right? I'm always like t-shirt, hoodie, jeans, hat.
Yeah.
Even in the summertime, minus the hoodies. Like maybe I'll buy some new like tank tops, whatever, or I'll buy some new t-shirts, but that's pretty much it.
Once I discovered just like years ago, like just how great linen feels. And I would wear linen all year round, but the problem is that if you get it dirty from like snow and stuff like that, like it's just a pain in the ass to clean. And because you can't throw a lot of it just in the washing machine. And so I love linen. Like I have jackets, I have shirts, I have shorts, I have pants. I have so much linen that like it expands outside of my closet. Damn, like I just have stacks.
Linen king.
Yeah, man.
Maria?
I haven't done the full merge yet. I need to like that's like a whole weekend process for me. Because I like to reorganize and like change my entire closet and my drawers from my other drawers that have my summer stuff stashed. So I need to like do that.
Damn It Maury's summer wardrobe historically has consisted of one single pair of cargo shorts. Everything else the exact same. Do the cargo shorts even fit anymore?
No, they're too big. But to answer this question, I was going to answer it with an answer.
Which is? You're going to answer it with an answer. That's all we could ever hope for.
I gauge this on Matthew and bedding. The changeover when he puts the summer bedding
Interesting.
on.
Catherine used to do that. And then we found these new sheets that are cool in the summer, but also warm in the winter. And you never have to change them.
Look at that.
They're incredible. They're my favorite sheets ever. But she used to do that too. Like the flannel sheets in the winter. I used to sweat so much. Oh, I used to hate it.
And you run hot already.
And it's hard to roll over. Like the flannel on hair, right? It's hard to roll when you're in bed.
Farts get really stuck in flannel.
It's terrible. It's awful.
Thank you, everyone, for the DMs that you are sending in to us. Keep them coming in so we can chat about them again. Thank you, Maria.
You got it.
Roz and Mocha's DM Deep Dive. Roz and Mocha's DM Deep Dive. I regret this already.
Here we go. Here we are. Time for the DM Deep Dive. I see Maria lacing up with some lip balm right there.
Uh-oh.
My lips are chapped.
Uh-oh.
Sorry.
We're in for it.
Yeah, she's like, guys, you would not believe what's going on.
When you got to lube up before you do a deep dive, it is never going to go well. Or,
All right, yeah, what we got today?
All right, well, this is going to be a great question to start with. Felix says, would you rather have a male nurse or a female nurse insert a catheter in you?
What's the temperature in the room?
I would say because they're professionals and everyone's got to keep it professional and it's awkward for the patient. You're not looking at them.
Mm-hmm.
There's no conversation. Mm-hmm. Whoever is best to do the job. That's my opinion.
Really, eh?
You? What, you going to say female?
God.
You're not looking at them, right?
Well, yeah, you would be.
You would be because you're face to face.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
You can always close your eyes.
They may get the wrong impression, though, if you close your eyes.
True.
No, I would say.
It's a tough
I would
call.
just say then, I'm just going to close my eyes.
Yeah?
Yeah, and then they do their thing and then they leave.
I'm going to say for a catheter, I'm going to say a guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just
because you're so vulnerable in that moment, right? Like, and God knows why you need a catheter and I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'd want a woman messing around down there, right?
Yeah.
If I was awake. I don't know.
Can they knock you out?
No, they wouldn't.
Oh.
No. You have no options for that. No options for getting knocked out.
All right. Maria?
I would say a female nurse.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, just because I feel like more comfortable.
Of course.
Yeah.
And they know the area.
If I request to be knocked out, will they?
No. There's no knocking
have to be
out.
awake for that?
No, you don't have to. But in this scenario, you do. Stop trying to get out of it.
Oh. Okay, I'm still going to say either or. Because they got to keep it pro.
Wow. Okay.
And then just don't talk to me about it after.
Damn it, Maury?
Male,
of course. Shem?
Question.
Yeah.
Is the female nurse attractive?
You have no idea.
Why does it matter, perv?
Damn.
Oh, it matters. It matters.
Oh, my goodness.
I would no, because like I don't want to. If it's an attractive female, I don't want to like her to see me that way. You know
why? What's going to happen? You can fall in love.
Hey man, I fall in love.
I told you, I fell in love
places.
with my nurse when I was in the hospital.
There you go.
Yeah,
see,
you can read
Where
about
is
it in
she
the
now?
book.
Yeah, I have no idea.
But what if
happened.
your girlfriend's in the room?
Well, then
I wouldn't want Catherine. Catherine would just. if I had to get a catheter in, Catherine would just leave. She doesn't need to be in the room.
I don't
She
want
knows. I
anybody in the
wouldn't
room.
even need to ask her. She would just leave.
Yeah.
All right, so Shem, you're saying female nurse, but only if she's hot.
You can't say that. You have no idea,
No.
Shem. You have
I'm gonna
idea.
go. I'm gonna go whoever's gentler.
So
Okay.
a woman.
Okay.
Well, not necessarily.
Could be a dude.
Okay,
Yeah.
but you can't ask that
Really?
question though. The only option you have is, hey, Shem,
Male or female?
We got to stick a hose in there. Would you prefer a male or a female doctor?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a male do it.
Okay.
I feel like they'll know the area better.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on, please.
Okay,
Next
Reese
DM.
says, if you could pick a day to relive again and again, which would it be?
Maria, you go first.
I mean, this is a tough question because, like, I feel like, yes, I've lived 28 years, but I don't know if I have, like, one specific day. But I will say I would like to have been at my baptism in Greece.
Wow.
Like, to remember that. Because it was such a, like, baptismals are just such a big thing in our culture.
Yeah.
And it was in Greece. It was this little church that overlooked all of the water. I would just like want to be there, like to see like how my parents were, my godparents.
No, but here's
and
the thing, though. If you have to relive that day, you're reliving it as
a baby.
But would I remember it the next day?
No, you would just,
I thought
be a
that I could just
baby.
relive it and now remember it.
No.
Oh, okay,
No.
come.
You're not you're not like a spectator.
No.
You're not a ghost.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right?
You're just reliving. You would just go back and relive it as like a 17-day-old.
Yeah, baby Maria.
Okay, then fine. If there's one day I would relive right now, would probably be the day I met my current boyfriend because I genuinely do not remember the conversation we had.
Tequila?
No, I met him in church.
Oh, tequila?
Roz, what's your answer?
Ask the question again.
If you could pick a day to relive again and again, which would you?
Again and again.
And which would it be?
So does this mean like again and again, like you're repeating the day?
So you're a time loop now.
Am I like time looping, or could I just repeat
now this is
one
changing
day?
everything. I don't know.
Good thing you didn't pick baptism, Maria.
I know.
You're a wet baby.
We never get you back.
Okay, so
Reliving again
let's
and
just say one, right? We've already done the time loop thing before.
Okay.
Let's say just one.
Once.
What day is today? Thursday? I would say that I would probably relive tomorrow again because I would play Lotto Max. And then I wouldn't win, but I would know what the numbers were. And then I would go to bed and I would wake up and it would be Friday again. And then I would just play Lotto Max and win.
You know, every time we ask one of these questions, yours is always about winning the lottery.
Yeah, because what else am I going to do? Why else would I relive a day? Like I have no wrongs
Because
to right.
what if it was the day like Roxy was born?
No.
See, that's my answer.
No.
Not Roxy born, but Cruz being born.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to relive that day.
Oh, okay.
Not that it wasn't beautiful, but I lived it, right? I lived it, and I loved that baby, right? But I also love my 15-year-old, and I have no desire to go back and relive a moment when she was like a baby when she's 15, like as a 15-year-old, because she's my favorite age that she is right now. So I have no desire to go and do
So
to
money,
go and do that.
Lotto Max.
Yeah, because why not, right?
Okay.
Why not?
And Maria, baby in Greece.
Yeah, Maria,
Getting baptized.
wet baby.
17 days old. Thank you,
Baptismal.
everyone, for all of your DMs. We do this on the show every day, and we'll do it again tomorrow. Thanks, Maria.
Anytime.
Roz and Mocha's DM Deep Dive. Roz and Mocha's DM Deep Dive. When you have nothing to say, why do you always say it to us?
Here we go. Once again, time for the DM Deep Dive. All the DMs that you are sending in to us on any of the KISS social accounts. We get them, we see them, we read them, and Maria compiles them and brings them to the show so we can discuss.
Hey, Maria, what do we got in today's DM Deep Dive?
Edward is asking, have you ever considered yourself as being born too early or too late?
Roz.
No, I think that I was born at the right time. I think maybe if I was born a few years earlier, I would have, because I was always younger, but I'd lived a much older life. And so I think that if I was actually of age, maybe I wouldn't have even made it out of the 80s at that point, though, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Right? So I actually kind of I loved that I had my, I went into high school in, 1989 kind of thing. So it was still the 80s. You still had that 80s high school thing, right? Graduated at the best time to graduate high school, which was like the early 90s because the world was so awesome in the early 90s. And so I had all of that. And then I was an adult, like a young adult in the early 2000s kind of thing. And so I think that was like all really perfect. Like I remember fully life without tech. And I remember all the inventions that happened. So it's not like I'm living this life where I don't remember anything.
Sure.
So I think it's fine. Like I don't have this thing. Like I look at somebody like Maury, where I'm like, if Maury was born in like the 40s, right? Like he probably would have enjoyed life more in the 50s and 60s. Then you know what I mean?
Like
Like
I would have been literally the factory boy for Andy Warhol.
yeah, like Maury just would have been that guy, right?
Yeah.
Way more closeted, though, I imagine.
No, not at the factory.
You don't think so?
Oh my God!
They
How
wouldn't
would you
invite you to
know
the factory.
that you would
You
get
don't
invited?
know. I would totally be there. I'd be shirtless.
No way.
I'd be on that famous couch,
No way.
laying across Bridget Berlin
no
and
way.
Velvet.
No way. You would be.
you belong in that era, fanboy.
You would carry towels for a living somewhere. I don't know where, but I just know that would be your job.
Brothel.
After what I'd be carrying in the
Steamwork.
50s and 60s.
All right, Shem, you want to answer that?
Nope, I'm perfect. Right where I'm at.
Okay. Maria, what's your answer? You
I-
consider yourself being born too early or too late? Because you're going to be 29 this August.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about that.
Oh, context girl.
Yeah. No, I think that I am born in the right era, but I will say that like I think I would have done well in the earlier 90s as well. Because I grew up watching what my sister watched, because she's an early 90s baby, there's so much that I thoroughly enjoyed, but because I was so young, I don't think that like I got to enjoy it enough.
Do you mean being of a certain age in the early 90s, or do you mean being born in the early 90s?
Being of a certain age in the early 90s.
How, like in 93, how old would you have liked to have been?
I think I would have liked to have been maybe in my teens, so like 16, 17.
Okay. Gotcha.
I think I would have enjoyed it. I think it would have fit in really well.
Right.
But I also do think that like I'm at the perfect.
So
like,
so
generation.
Maury's age, right?
Because
basically.
like 1993, I was in Israel at 13 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a little bit older. Yeah.
So maybe my age, closer to it.
Yeah.
Next DM, please.
All right. Leslie says, what is the most interesting street name you have ever seen? I travel a lot for work, and my most notable street names have been Muchmore Road and Balls Falls Road.
Yeah,
I have one.
Balls
I have
Falls.
one.
What is it, Maury?
Cream Top Lane.
Yeah, I know that one.
Sure you do.
I like anything that has like, I remember not that long ago I was on the highway and I passed I think it's called Cobbledick.
Yeah.
Right? Anything like that I find funny.
Did you know in Pickering there's an intersection, Maury and Sherman?
Is there really?
What?
Yeah.
In Pickering, there's Maury
and Sherman?
No,
there's a Maury Street and a Sherman Street, and they meet.
And they meet.
No,
so
they
like,
don't.
Yes, there's the street sign where it's like one is Maury and
Have
one
you
is
gone
Sherman.
there, Maury?
No, but fans
I
send
want
us
to.
pictures.
Yeah, I want to
though.
go.
You should go and take a picture. That'd be so funny.
Yeah, fans sent us pictures years ago of
There's
Maury
no
and
way
Sherman.
this is real. I'm reading on Reddit in Yellowknife.
Yeah.
There's a road. It's called Ragged Ass Road. There's no way.
Oh, I'm sure that's true. I'm sure it's true.
And then in Wardner, BC, there's a place called Haha Creek Road.
Yeah.
Buttertubs Drive in Nanaimo.
Yeah.
There's this street, that street, and the other street in Nova Scotia.
That's hilarious.
In Porters Lake, Nova Scotia. No. Is that real? Oh my God, that is real.
Because I know in Newfoundland, like everybody knows Newfoundland, right? But there's also a place called Granny's, I believe.
No.
Yeah, I believe so. Heart's Content and then Heart's Desire. My mom used to live in, I think it was either Heart's Delight or Heart's Desire when she
thank God it wasn't
lived
the
there.
other one,
I
bro.
know.
We got time for one more DM, please, Maria.
All right. Megan says, have Maria's friends and family met her man yet? If so, what do they think?
Oh, damn.
They have.
They have?
Yep.
Has he slept over?
No.
No. Oh, okay.
My dad would not allow that.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Aren't you like very
Yeah, my dad
20s?
does not. Yeah,
Okay.
it's just, yes.
No. What about in the basement? He's not going to
Yeah, no, he can in the basement. My dad just has like a strict rule that like he cannot stay.
But
in
has
there.
he slept in the basement?
No.
No, he like not. Is it a pullout down there for the men that you bring home?
Okay, first of all, Roz,
What?
let's bring that down for a second.
What?
I don't bring men home.
I don't know. You're almost 30.
Okay, all right, with the almost 30 again.
That
Oh
this
my
has
God.
happened. So I'm sorry for thinking that
No,
you're like
first of all-
like a woman with needs.
No. I have only ever brought someone home if I'm dating them.
Okay.
What's
And-
wrong with bringing men home?
You could, but that's your thing, not my thing.
No. But I'm just saying, like this situation has never happened before.
No, he has not slept at my house.
Okay, but I'm just saying, like, is there a couch in the basement, like a pullout
There's a bed.
for the men you bring home?
Oh my
What?
Maria is dying inside right now.
I don't even know how to respond to this question.
Is it because that you don't want the new guy to think he's sleeping in the same bed as one of your old guys?
What do you mean?
I don't know. I don't. I'm just trying to ask. I'm just trying to ask. I don't think this is a bad question.
Maria, I have a question for you. Do you
Yeah.
regret asking
This question?
this question? Yeah.
But I don't
Yeah.
I don't understand why. Obviously, you tell them to bring their own sheets, right?
Oh my
Because you can't
goodness.
Laundry exists, homie.
I know, but then her mom's doing it.
You're
and
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want-
Better to be safe.
Yeah. You got to bring your sheets and bring them home with you in the bag.
How did this go here?
Maria, here's the thing. Know your audience.
Okay. No, okay. I was just
thought I was
interested.
going to
That's
answer
all.
this question, and it
I
was going to
thought
be
so,
like,
too.
that's awesome, that's so great.
Yeah.
All right. Should we just end the DM deep dive
Yeah,
right now?
I would
Okay,
really
cool.
like that.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Oh my goodness.
Thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Catch the guys live
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10.
on Kiss 92.5
Kiss925.com.
or download the Seeker app.